Okay Terry, what we're going to be doing now is the reverse parking exercise. I'd like you to treat me as a pupil who's never done the exercise before. I am familiar with the car controls and we are going to be driving to a suitable location, and I'd like to correct any other faults that may come up along the way. If you'd like to take a moment to think about it, and you can start when you're ready.
Okay Michael, what we're going to do now is we're going to drive away from here to somewhere more suitable to carry out today's lesson, which will be the reverse park. On the way there, I will also be looking at your general driving. Any faults you may have in that, I'll also correct for you as well. So when you're ready, I'd like to prepare your vehicle ready to move off. Please.
Okay. We're going to take the next road on the left, please.
Okay Michael, we're going to take the next road on the left, please, if you would.
Okay.
And just stop there for me, please, Michael, if you would. Put your handbrake back on. Okay, where should we be looking before we actually move away?
Over my mirrors, and over my shoulder as well.
Over your shoulders as well. Make sure we check the blind spots. Why is it important that we check these areas before we move off?
Well, I suppose to know what's happening, see if there's any cars coming or anything.
Exactly, yeah, so we know it's safe to move the vehicle off.
Okay.
So when you're ready, you do that again for me, please, Michael.
Okay.
That's better.
Take the next road on the left, please.
Okay, Michael, I'd like to take the next left, please, for me, if you would. And stop. Again, where is it important that we're looking now before we move off from this junction?
I need to look to the right as well,
Right,
don't I?
why is it important that we're looking right as well?
There could be cars coming, so I need to make sure it's safe.
Good, well done, because you've got to remember this when we come to this reverse park. For safety reasons, we must make sure it's safe all the way around the vehicle.
Okay.
So when you're ready, please move off.
Okay. We're going to take the next road on the left, and that's the road that we're going to be using for the exercise. I'd like to find somewhere safe and convenient to pull over, please.
Okay, Michael, I'd like to take the next road on the left, please. Where are we looking?
I'm looking into here, see if it's safe.
Good. I'd also like to find somewhere convenient and park on the left for me, if you would, please. Okay, Michael, I'd like to switch the engine off, please, if you will. Okay, this is the vehicle we're going to use today. I'm going to teach you how to reverse behind this vehicle to do reverse park on the road. Okay.
Okay.
I've also got some visual aids I'm going to show you, so we can carry out the exercise. Now, I want you to imagine we're driving down the road towards this location. What routine would you carry out?
It's mirrors, signal, position, speed and lock.
Well done. The spot here we're going to reverse into, we need to ask ourselves also 3 questions. Can you remember what those are from your last lesson?
Is it safe, is it legal, and is it convenient?
And can you tell me what we mean by safe, legal, convenient?
Well, safe, not too close to a junction or there's no children around, I suppose. Legal, no double yellow lines or parking restrictions. And convenient, well, not in front of someone's driveway.
Good, yeah, and we can see straight away that none of those apply here. So it's safe, it's legal, and it's convenient. Now imagine we're driving down the road, we see the spot we want to reverse into, you've done your mirror checks, as you just told me. There's a vehicle behind us. How are we going to deal with that vehicle? What signals can we give him to inform him of what we're going to do here?
Well, I can give an indicator.
Good, that's one. Anything else we can do?
If I slow down, I can use my brake lights, couldn't I?
Brilliant, yes, well done. And what effects is that going to have on the vehicle when we park here?
Well, he knows then that we're slowing down, so hopefully he's going to leave us some room.
Great, yes, he won't just park behind us. Once we've actually stopped the vehicle, we're going to go into reverse. What happens at the back of the car?
The reverse lights come on.
Great, now we'll give him our final signal to actually tell him we are intending to reverse into this space. Now, before we start to move, We're going to have a good look round. Why are we going to look round?
Need to make sure it's safe.
Need to make sure it's safe. Good. Now, the position of the vehicle. What's your normal driving position on the road?
It's about a metre away from the curb, isn't it?
Right, okay. So we're going to use the same position here today. Now then, have you done a reverse round a sharp corner?
I have, yes.
Good. Well, some of the reference points you used on that we're also going to use today.
Okay.
Okay. Now, once we've had a good look round with making sure it's perfectly safe, we can start to move the car back. The reference point we need to start to turn the wheel. Can you remember when you did the sharp left reverse, where was your reference point when you started to turn the wheel then?
It was the curb in that rear side window.
Good, well that's going to be the same today. We're going to take away the curb and we're going to use the corner of the car there instead. And when you get to that position, I want you to stop the car for me today. Now, before we start to turn the wheel, we're going to have another good look round. Because what's going to happen to the car when we start to turn that wheel?
The front's going to swing out.
It's going to swing out, which is going to take up the width of the road. And if there are any other vehicles approaching, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to call them to slow down or swerve, aren't we?
So what should we do?
Well, we need to make sure it's safe first.
So we'll stay where we are until they've passed, if they pass us. Now, at what point in this manoeuvre, once we're here, are we going to start to turn the wheel?
We've got to be moving, haven't we?
Good. Why have we got to be moving?
So don't damage the tyres.
Brilliant. What do we call that?
I think it's dry steering.
Dry
isn't it?
steering. Good. Okay. So we're going to get the car ready. We're going to start to move. Now, where are we going to look as we're going backwards now, reversing backwards?
Well, it should be out of the rear window,
It's
shouldn't
going
it?
to be out the rear window. Why are we looking out the rear window now?
Because it's direction of travel. That's where I'm going, isn't
Good.
it?
Well done. Now, at that point, we're going to start to turn the wheel to the left. The car is going to start to come out, which we've talked about, and it's also going to start going back into the space. Now, we're going to look for a reference point now. The reference point is going to get you to glance in this mirror, and when you see your wheel arch, appear to cover the curb, and then want you to stop the car for me.
Okay.
Okay? Because what that's going to do, that's going to give us our angle of the car, which is about 45 degrees. And imagine a clock face, 2 o'clock in the clock face.
Okay,
All right?
yeah.
So we'll get used to where to position the vehicle. We're now going to have another good look round. And where are we going to look now when we start to move?
Again, it should be out the rear window.
The rear window. Why is it important now we look through that back window?
Well, we're close to the pavement, aren't we? So there could be pedestrians there.
There could be pedestrian. Good. Now, as it starts to come back in, we need another reference now to tell us when to start to turn the wheel back to the right. And that reference is going to be the corner of the vehicle here in your bottom left-hand corner of your windscreen. And when we get to that point, I want you to stop the car for a second. So again, we see where it is. Another good look round. And we're going to start to move, and we're going to turn the wheel to the right. Now, what are we going to do if any of the vehicles approach us now?
I think we should stop.
Stop for a second, yeah? Make eye contact with them, see if it's safe, because if it is safe, well, then we can start to move, because we're actually giving them back the width of the road. So as long as we can see it's safe, we can then continue to bring the vehicle in.
Okay.
Okay? Now then, when you were doing the reverse round the corner, at what point did you start to straighten your wheels up?
When the car was running parallel with the curb.
Good. So what we're going to do is, as the car starts to come in, I'm going to get to a point where I'm just going to stop you. I'm going to show you the angle between the curb and the car. And it'll give us what we call a V shape. Okay? That's the point then I want to start to straighten the wheels up. Now it's important at this point that we straighten them up there, so that'll bring us level and straight with the curb. And when we're going back, we need to think about the gap now between our two vehicles. Okay? Now, going back to when you may approach a junction or a set of traffic lights and you have to park behind them, the vehicle is waiting to move off, how did you judge that gap between you and the vehicle in front?
I made sure I could see his tyres and tarmac.
Good, well done. We're going to use that reference again. So we bring the vehicle back, stop the car, we can see the tyres and tarmac. We then know we've got plenty of room then to drive our vehicle out, and we've got plenty of space in between us.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to prepare the vehicle ready to move off, and we're going to actually carry out this exercise. And for the first go, I will talk you through everything we need to do.
Right.
Any questions?
No, I think everything seems clear enough.
Okay, Michael, I'd like you to start the engine for me now, please, and we'll carry out the reverse park on this vehicle. Okay, now before you move off, remember, good look round, check them blind spots for me. Good, well done, good checks. I'd like to position your vehicle alongside this one, about 1 metre away from the side of it as well, please. Facing ahead with the wheels straight. And stop just there. Okay, into reverse gear. Now if you notice now where I've stopped you, remember this one is one of your reference points, so that when you look through the back window, you can see clearly towards the back of the vehicle you're going to reverse behind.
Okay.
Alright, so before we move now, we're going to have another good look round to make sure it's perfectly safe and there's nobody coming up behind. Good, well done again. And remember now, control the speed of the vehicle, very smooth and slow. Take the vehicle back until you can see the corner of that vehicle now in the back window, and when you get to that point, just stop for me again.
Okay.
So another quick look round, 'cause I've been here a couple of seconds. Is it clear?
Yeah, seems alright.
Okay, just move it back nice and steady under control. Remember to tell me when you're at that point.
Oh, it's there now.
Okay, stop. Now again, if you look round through the back window again, just remember that point.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So where you are now, so when you come to this next time, you can look at that point so you remember where you are, so you know when you need to start to turn the wheel.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, when we move now, we're going to start to turn the wheel left. Remember the car's going to move out, so again I want you to have another good look round to make sure it's perfectly safe. Check all the mirrors we can't see, your blind spots, and make sure it's safe for me. So if you do that for me please, Michael. Is it safe?
Yeah, it seems clear.
Okay, so as we move now, remember to let the car start to move first of all, then start to turn the wheel to the left. Nice and easy, that's it. Okay? Now as we're coming out, I'd just like to stop again for a second. Just have another look round, just make sure it's still safe. Okay, now look through the back window again, remember, because there might be pedestrians. Then glance into this mirror as it starts to go back, and remember the wheel arch, as it appears to cover the curb, I want you to stop for me again. Okay. So another quick look round. Okay, bring it around now nice and steady. Glance in the mirror and look for the wheel arch, and back to your back window, back to the mirror.
Okay, it's there now.
Okay, good, stop. Again, remember this next reference point, because this is the next point we're going to start to straighten the wheels up. Okay. Also now, as the car starts to go back, we've got the camber, which we must allow for. So what I'd like to do as it starts to go back is cover your brake, so if you need to control the speed of the car, you can do so very gently. Okay. So another good look round. Okay. Back window, remember, pedestrians. Take it back, start to straighten your wheel up, nice and easy. Okay, cover your brake and gently brake. And just stop for me for a moment. Now what you're looking for now is the corner of this vehicle. As that corner of the vehicle disappears into this blind spot, I'd like you to stop again for me. Okay. So between the back window and glance in that again for me. Back window, just check it's safe first. Over the shoulder, good, well done. Then blind spots are getting better. Well done.
It's there now.
Is it there now? Okay. Again, now remember, again, this is your reference point now, because we're now going to start to turn the wheel to the right to bring the front of the car in. Also, because we've now got that there, make sure of his observations that when we do come in, this will now clear the back of the car. We won't go near it. Okay. So another good look round again. Look through the back window. As you start to move, turn the wheel to the right. Nice and easy. Slow your vehicle down a bit. Can you feel it rolling? Okay. Take it nice and easy. Stop for a second, glance round again, observations, clear?
It's clear,
back window, bring her in. Stop there for me. Now if you look now, we're actually approaching the curb. The front of the car's coming in. So when we start to move, I want to let it go back just a tiny bit more. Remember again the position you're in, because this is going to be the position now we start to straighten the wheels up. And remember, we want to take off the amount we put on. So another good look round. Back window. Bring it in slightly. Now straighten your wheels up and glance in your mirror so you can see what's happening to the car. That's it. And stop again for me. Now, we're going to take the vehicle back just so we can see the tyres of that vehicle in front. That'll give us adequate clearance of the vehicle in front. Then we can move off safely. So if you look through your back window again, take it back a tiny bit and stop. Glance to the front. What can you see now?
I've got tyres and tarmac.
Okay, keep your vehicle still. Apply your handbrake into neutral and switch off your engine. Okay, well done, Michael. Now we're going to try that again, but this time I'm just going to prompt you. So I'm going to ask you questions. Okay? I will be ready to step in though and help you if I need to. If you start your engine, we'll try it again, please. So where are we looking before we move off?
I'm going to do mirrors and blind spot to check.
Good. Is it safe?
Yes, it is.
And where are we going to position our vehicle this side of this one?
I'm looking for the front of the car in the window level with me.
Okay, and how far from it are we going to be?
Oh, about a metre away.
Brilliant.
It's about there.
Okay, what gear are we going to use now?
Into reverse.
Good. So before we move, where are we looking?
Oh, I need to check everywhere, don't I?
Okay, good.
Yeah,
So
it seems
where's
safe.
our first reference point we're going to go back to?
End of the car coming into that window.
Good.
behind you. Okay, it's there now.
Okay, so before we move now, where are we going to look?
I need to check everywhere again.
Okay, why are we doing that again?
The front's going to swing out, so I need to make sure it's safe.
Brilliant. Okay, can you do that for me, please, Michael? Okay.
Yeah.
How much? Where are we going to turn the wheel now?
I'm going to steer it to the left.
Okay, good. What are we going to control the speed of the car with?
I might need to use the brake because of this camber.
Okay then.
Next
Where's your next reference point?
I think is
Okay.
there now, isn't it?
Okay. Move off. Okay. And stop. Okay. You look round to the right then. What do we have at the back of the car?
Oh, there's a pedestrian.
Pedestrians, because you can see why it's important that we look all the way around.
Yeah.
It really is. We must emphasise this fact that before this vehicle moves, we don't only look one way, we look both ways. Yeah, and then we make sure that we look through the back window
Yeah.
because we're going that way because that's where that pedestrian was
Yeah,
then.
I didn't see him.
Okay, good. Right. So where are we going to look now, Michael?
Well, I'm going to check everywhere and out the rear window
Okay.
as well.
Is it safe to move now?
It is now, yes.
Okay. So where you go? Where's your next reference point going to be?
It's going to be the corner of the car in the corner of my window.
Good. And what are you going to do when you get to that point?
Well, I would be steering to the right.
Okay. What are we going to do before we steer to the right?
Oh, I need to check.
Good. We've got to remember this check-in.
Yes.
Well done. So where are you going to look now?
I'm going to keep looking out the rear window as I keep turning.
Okay, good. Where are we going to observe again?
I need to check around the vehicle.
Good.
And I'm looking for parallel, which is nearly
Look for our
there
next
now.
point. Okay, what are you going to do with the wheel now?
Take off the turn.
Where are we looking again?
Oh, out the rear window.
Brilliant. How much gap are we going to give our vehicle?
Oh, what I've got now, tyres and tarmac.
Fantastic. Well done. Okay, would you like to turn your engine off again for me?
Okay.
Okay, Mike, that was our second go, the prompt go. Now, we had an occasion there, when you were looking around the car, that we had a pedestrian walking up the pavement. What we could have done there was made more of an issue of actually seeing that pedestrian, yeah? Asking yourself a question, what might that pedestrian do? And as you saw, he walked right across the back of the car. What we could have done there, as I said, was thinking about that and making more of our observations round the back as they were coming in and anticipating more of what that pedestrian might do. Okay?
Yeah.
So remember that. Now we're going to do that reverse park again. This time I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to let you do it by yourself.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, Michael, why have you stopped there now?
I'm just wondering what that pedestrian's going to do. And actually he's walked round the back.
Good, well done.
Right, safe.
Okay, Michael, like to switch your engine off for me, please. Right, that was well done. So we just learned how to reverse park the vehicle today with effective observations, and you can see how important it is that we do these observations because then we saw the pedestrian and we dealt with it safely. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is going to try that once more.
Well, actually, we've run out of time, so what we're going to be doing now is heading back to the test centre. At the end of the T-junction, we're going to be turning right, and then we're going to be turning right at the next T-junction.
Okay then, Michael. Okay, Michael, I'd like to prepare yourself ready to move off, and at the end of the road we're going to turn right. At the T-junction we'll take us to another T-junction and we'll turn right again from there, please.
Okay.
Now this time on the way back I'm just going to watch you and make sure that you do everything safely and correctly.
Okay.
Right at this T-junction, please, Michael. And right again.
End of the road, we're going to be turning left, please.
Okay, at the end of this road, Michael, I'd like to turn left, please. Okay, Michael, well done. A few situations there where you had developing hazards. I was watching you, you dealt with it safely. Again, it's all about observation. Well done.
Thanks, I feel much more confident with that.
Well done.
At the next roundabout, we're going to be following the road ahead, please.
Okay, Michael, you can see ahead we've got a roundabout. We're going to follow the road ahead of the mini roundabout, which is your second exit, please.
Okay.
Again, well done, good observations. It's showing your observations are getting a lot better.
Thanks. I'm going to be taking the next road on the right, please.
Okay, Michael, I'd like to take the next road on the right. It's just past this white vehicle you'll be able to see in a moment.
crossroads, please.
Okay, the crossroads ahead. I'd like you to follow the road ahead, please, Michael. And again, well done. We anticipated the actions of that other driver there. Good observations again, and anticipation. Well done.
I'd like to find somewhere safe and convenient to pull over on the left, please.
Okay, Michael, what I'd like to do now, please, is find somewhere safe, convenient, and park on the left for me, if you would.
Okay. I'll go past it.
And switch the engine on for me, please, Michael, if you would. Okay, well done, Michael. We've done a quick recap now on what we've just done today.
Okay, how do you think I'm going to do my test?
Well, let's have a look at your driving, shall we? Remember when we started off this morning, we came to that junction and you weren't looking properly. If we look at that from this morning, look at what we've just done now, the way you actually dealt with that junction back there, your observations were a lot better. We anticipated the actions of the other driver coming towards us. We were looking, we were seeing what was going on. We've done the reverse park. Yeah, you know how to do reverse park now effectively.
Yes.
With observation. And again, we had the situation where we had the pedestrian walking around the back of the car and you dealt with it the correct way. So I'm sure that if you drive like that at that time, I'm sure you will do well.